Hello, this is video 1 for present perfect. I call this one an overview. Do you know that word overview? Overview gives you the big picture. It gives you the general idea about something. We are going to study many complications, many details with present perfect, but this video will just give you a general idea to begin. Notice it says connecting the past to the present. So in the name present perfect, we see the word present. And perfect, what is that? That's a really strange word to use to describe a verb tense, but that's what we're going to learn about. Let's see what's coming next. Okay, this image here gives you the general idea. When we use this verb, we are trying to connect something from the past to the present. Connect something from the past to the present. Every sentence with present perfect will do this in some way, but there will be lots of different ways to do it. Let's keep going. Okay, let's start with the form. The form is not difficult for present perfect. That's the easy part. You're always going to use your helping verb has or have. So here on the left you see your subjects. I, you, he, she, it, we, they. So we only use has for he, she, it, right? For third person singular verbs. For your main verb, you need to change it to past participle form. Past participle is also called the third form of the verb. So when you look at your lists of irregular verbs, like I have a few down here at the bottom, you always see three forms together, right? Like go, went, gone. Okay, gone is the past participle. That's the one that we must use for present perfect. So let's go back up to the top. If you're using a regular verb, your past participle looks exactly like simple past. So an example would be the verb study. Studied is simple past, and studied is also past participle. So that looks pretty simple. It's not very simple with irregular verbs, though. You really have to memorize them. So you know in your textbook there's a list in the back with irregular verbs to memorize. You have to know how to pronounce them and how to spell them correctly. I have just a few here to remind you that they come in different types. For example, go, went, gone. Each form is different. In fact, simple past looks completely different from the others, right? Drink, drank, drunk. Well, those look very similar. The only thing that changes is the vowel, the I, the A, and the U. And there are several other verbs that look very similar. Can you think of some? I can think of sing, sang, sung, and sink, sank, sunk, and I'm sure there are some more too. Okay, the verb sleep is a different sort. The irregular simple past and the past participle are exactly the same. So that's nice. You don't have to memorize two forms there. And then finally, there are some where all three forms are exactly the same. Cut, cut, cut. Now a tricky one is the verb read. Read, read, read. The spelling is the same, but the pronunciation changes. Anyway, if you know your irregular past participles, that's the main hurdle, and this form is not terribly difficult. What do we have to know besides form with grammar? Do you remember? Meaning, right? Nobody cares about grammar if it has no meaning. So we have to know what meaning we are communicating. Let's keep going. Oops. We're still doing forms. Why? Oh, the previous slide was just affirmative, right? Now we need to make sure we can do the negative and the question forms. Okay, so for a negative statement, you're just going to use not, and notice the position. It's between the helping verb, have or has, and the past participle. So I have a couple examples. She has not taken the placement test yet. Has not taken. There's my verb with present perfect. My neighbors have not sold their car yet. Have not sold. For questions, you just need to put your subject in between the helping verb and the past participle. So for a yes/no question, we often start with the helping verb, have or has, then the subject, then the past participle. Have you taken English 062? If you have a WH question that starts with a word like who, what, where, when, why, then that word will come first, then the helping verb, then the subject, then the past participle. What places has she visited in St. Louis? Okay, so what do we need next? We need the meaning, right? Okay, the meaning is another story. What I mean is it's not simple, sorry. But in this video, you're just going to get the big general idea. The general idea is connect the past to the present. Connect the past to the present. Does this look like the St. Louis Arch? A little bit. I didn't plan that, but it's kind of nice. Okay, these diagrams show you some variations in the three meanings. But it's always true that we're trying to connect the past to the present, to now. So here you see three diagrams, and on the next slides you'll get more explanation about each one. The first one shows you from the past up to now. Something happened. There's a question mark because maybe I don't really know when it happened. Something happened and it's finished, but there's a connection to now. The second one is very similar. The difference is that maybe the action happened 2 times or 3 times or many times. It repeated in the past, and again, that's still important now. And the last one doesn't have an X because these are not finished actions, but it has this arrow that continues to show you the action began and continued, and it goes all the way up to now, and it might go into the future too. Okay, so in our current textbook, Unit 10 focuses on this first diagram, and Unit 11 has some of these first two, but it also has the third diagram. Okay, here's the first diagram again on this slide, and I'm giving it a title. It's indefinite past. The action happened in the past, but there is some connection to the present. We do not mention the specific time when the action happened. That's why I put that yellow question mark. We do not mention the specific time. Maybe we don't know, maybe we don't care. The thing we care about is there's some connection to the present. So my example in the green box is, I have already gotten my driver's license. What does it mean? Well, I got my driver's license in the past. I'm not telling you when, maybe nobody cares. It's finished. And how does that connect to now? I still have my license. I can drive, no problem, right? Do I have to take the test again? No. Good. You see the connection to now? Okay, and for each type of present perfect, I'm giving you a list of time words. This one has several: already, yet, ever, never, just, recently, and lately. You will practice these a lot in Unit 11. Right now we're just getting the basic idea. Here's the second one: repeated action in the past. What does it mean? The action happened more than once in the past. This repeated action has importance for the present. Now we carry with us the experiences that we have had in the past, right? So something happened, maybe it happened again, and those actions have some importance to the present time. My example is, my neighbor has gone to the botanical garden many times. How many is that? We don't know. Is it 4 times? Is it 8 times? Is it 15 times? We don't know for sure. That's not important. The important thing is repeated in the past, and I'm using present perfect. That means that my neighbor is still alive. My neighbor has knowledge of the botanical garden. If I've never been there and I'm thinking about going, she would be a good person to talk to. She can probably tell me if I need money, how much money do I need, where is it, where should I park, what will I do, is it a good place for kids or not, is it ever free? She will know those things. That's the experience that she carries with her because of her past actions that repeated. So here are the time words: once, twice, 2 times, 3 times, many times, several times. Here's the third meaning: action that continued from past to present. The action began in the past and continued up to now. It may also continue into the future. So the action began at a specific past time, but it didn't stop. It's not a finished action. It's an action that keeps going, keeps going, keeps going. My example: Professor Fonseca has taught at this college since 1993. I began in 1993, and I didn't stop. I kept going, and I'm still here. Will I be here in the future? Maybe. But this sentence connects for you the beginning point and shows how that continues up to now. Your time words are since, for, and we make questions with how long. Okay, so what is the general meaning again? The past connects to the present. So if I only want to talk about the past, you see my yellow box? I could use simple past just to talk about that part. But if I want to show the whole picture, I want to connect past to present, that's when present perfect comes in handy. We'll learn more in the next video. See you next time.